Hi, this is Cathy Harper with Park Bench, and I am here today with Maria Maso. Maria is the co-founder and executive director of the Business Angel Minority Association, otherwise known as BAMA. Maria, tell me a little bit about your background and how you got involved in the field of innovation.
Definitely, I will. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this interview, Catherine. So I was born in Barcelona. Back at home, my parents always had companies, so I was always exposed to this entrepreneur world and different projects on the table and different initiatives. And they were investors as well, but they were more investing in the real estate and stock market. So then I started my professional career and I started in corporate working for Fortune 500 companies. At the beginning as sales and the sales and marketing department, and then I make the moves to technologies. I did technologies and I live in different countries with moving with Dutch telecom shell companies, working in project management, leading technology projects and innovative projects, focusing mainly on finance and improvements on cost reductions.
Cost reduction, okay.
Correct. And then after that, I came to the States 7 years ago because of personal reason. My son had a disease and the best doctors were here, right? And at that point, thanks God, after 6-7 years of treatments, now things fine and back to normal. But over all that period, I realized how important is that someone was investing in innovation before us. Right? And because of that, 3 years ago, I became myself an accredited investor here in the United States, and I joined one of the business angels associations in town.
Okay.
But with that business angel association, I had two difficulties. I never invest with them because two difficulties. The first one was that they were not inclusive enough. I was the Latin lady going around and down feeling really connected with the rest of the business angels. The second issue was education. I had the passion to invest because my personal background. I had the capital and the potential to invest in innovation, but no one was educating me, and I was not doing it because of charity. I wanted to have a return. So if you don't get the education, you will never arrive to invest. So after that, I left that association, that business angel association. I joined other ones, and I have been actively investing over the last 3 years. But at that point, the need of creating something like BAMA was born, something that can support these new investments.
So tell me a little bit more about what BAMA is trying to achieve and why you feel it's important.
Right. So basically, the vision of BAMA is to support innovation and help other families like ours because of that, right? So to do that, what we are trying to do is to bring more capital to the table, and with this capital, new capital, invest in minorities. Why in minorities? Minorities currently are 70, according to the census, minorities are 70% of the population here in Houston. But if you check how much is the minorities represented in the ecosystem, in the startup ecosystem in Houston, is no more than 25%. When you check in investment perspective or when you check in any of the incubators, accelerators programs that we have in town. So we see a lack of minorities represented in the ecosystem. And they have a lot of talent and a lot of protection. And in fact, they are the new buyers of the future. In 10 years, those minorities are going to be the majority in the States. So focusing on investing on the talent on those minorities makes completely sense from a business perspective. And that is one thing, investing in minority, and the other one is bringing more capital. And bringing more capital means that BAMA is focusing. We are going to accept, of course, because experienced investors, and we want them in our association, but our marketing strategy is focused to target to those investors that currently are not investing in early stage investment, and train them and educate them in order that they will be able to do that in the future.
So there's a big education component as well to what you're doing.
Definitely.
And tell me a little bit more about your competition in the community and how you're different.
All right. So basically, we have competitors here in Houston. We have different networks association, university business angels association. We have different associations. We have three big differences. The first one is that we invest in minorities. So we are cross industry, but investing focused on minorities. The second one is that we are inclusive by definition. And with that, there are so many examples like for example, our board is a multicultural, multi-ethnic board.
Okay.
We are focused on, we are building at this point of time plenty of partnerships with different accelerators and incubators programs in town to be inclusive with them and to be sure that our investors are close to them and understand how our startups in Houston are working. And so on, examples about inclusivity. So it's not a word that we have in the website.
Okay.
It's something that it's part of our core and that we are working hard to make it a reality.
Okay.
And the third difference is the educational component, right? So as part of your membership, you will have some small components of education and learning for our members, but on top of that, we will have other products that we'll have available for them in case that they need more education.
And give me some examples of ways that you add value for both your members as well as the investors. I'm sure education is a big part of that then.
Education is a big part of that. For example, in our pitches, added value as well. I was telling, we are targeting people that have never invested before. People like me 3 years ago that have the potential and that have the passion to support minorities and want to support innovation, right? So in our pitches, we are going to do 10 pitches per year, as the majority of networks, business angel networks have 10 pitches.
Okay.
But over those pitches, the educational component will be part of the pitch time as well. So we'll have first the educational component in the agenda and then the pitches. And the pitches will be 3-4 startups that before that we will do a pre-selection. We have a pipeline. Startups will apply to be pitching with us. Or sometimes we have already partnerships with other business angels networks. For example, yesterday I was talking with Miami. They are going to be co-investing with us.
Oh, wonderful. They
will send us good deals that they have been investing that we can check it in our pipeline. So for our investors, we will be doing this pre-selection of startups that we think that has potential, and they will take the decision if they want or not to invest. And that is average, and the majority of the networks do it.
Okay.
On top of that, we are going to show them funds as well. Why we are showing funds? Because if we are targeting the new investor, that one that doesn't have the experience, it's much more easy that you invest in a fund that a professional person is going to lead, than not that you have a one-to-one relation in your first investment with a startup. So we are giving to you that educational component, and we are presenting some funds on the main time that you are getting educated and that you are getting comfortable to invest in startups, that you can already start to invest in innovation.
Interesting.
In parallel.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your growth strategy. This organization is fairly new, correct?
Correct. We have our launch party on February 28th.
Oh, good.
And everyone is welcome to come, and I hope to see all of you over there. And the idea is that, so Bama was born the need of Bama was born 3 years ago, but the concept and the project when we start to launch Bama was almost a year ago in the ACA conference, Angel Capital Association, the national association here in the States. We were there in Chicago last year and was like, we have to do something. We have to do a new organization in a national level that can cover more, because we had the same problem in different cities, right?
Cities, yeah.
So we realized that was a need that the market had, and that we need to do something. And then the idea is that the growth strategies, we are starting with the chapter here in Houston, and we are already having conversations with other cities that are interested to do exactly the same to roll out Bama over there. We have been talking, as mentioned, with Miami, Palo Alto, and Boston, and much more that will come soon. So,
exciting.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So why are you excited about this project, and what impact do you feel it will have on Houston to start, and again, more cities as you grow?
Yeah. As mentioned, I am passionate about supporting innovation because of personal reason and because of socially, the social impact that it has, right? So starting this new project has a big impact from the social impact, investing in minorities and supporting minorities and knowing that they will be the new buyers in the future has a dramatic investment percentage. So the idea is that because our business angels, we are expecting that they will invest about 1.8 million in 2020 in minorities, around 3 and 21, and around 6 on 26. And the amount of hours that these business angels will give to minorities in terms of mentorship, in terms of connections, in terms of so many support that they need to go to the next step of early stage investment. It's dramatic.
Yeah.
That is from the minority perspective, but from the investment perspective, it's a big impact as well, because we are targeting people that they are not business angels right now, right? We are trying to educate more wealthy people to become a business angel, to have that responsibility inside of you that 5 or 10% of your capital, if you are an accredited investor, should go back and invest it, not just in the stock market, not in real estate, and innovation. And that should be part of the responsibility of everyone that's so wealthy in their finance, to give back and support the future and our community in the future. So really excited about it.
Yes, I think it's wonderful. The work that you're doing is fantastic, and I'm excited to see how it grows in the future.
Definitely.
So if anybody out there is interested in learning more, or you feel like you can benefit from Bama and the work that Maria is doing with this wonderful organization, we'll have the contact information on our website. And congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Have a great day. Bye.